A father's failure is a blueprint for his son's future, and in the dust-choked plains of West Texas, Tommy Norris is watching his own blueprint come to life in the worst way possible. This isn't just about oil anymore. It's about a generational curse, and in this episode, the curse claims its first victim. Cooper Norris should be on top of the world. He drilled 6 times and hit black gold 6 times, a statistical miracle that signals a fortune beyond his wildest dreams. He's picturing a new life, a new mansion, a future built on his own terms, not his father's name. But this dream is a poison pill. His success comes at the exact cost of his relationship with Ariana. When he disappears for hours, lost in the euphoria of the strike, he doesn't just miss a phone call, he reignites every one of Ariana's deepest traumas. Her mind flashes back to the death of her first husband, to the chilling fear of waiting for a man who never comes home. She realizes she cannot, and will not, live that life again. The house Cooper wants to abandon isn't just a building. It's a shrine to her late husband's hard work, a sanctuary in a community that remembers him, a foundation for their child. So she makes the only choice she can to protect her shattered heart. She tells Cooper to get out. This breakup is the direct consequence of the episode's title, Sins of a Father. In a raw, painful conversation with his own father, TL, Tommy admits the truth about their damaged relationship, a cycle of absence and emotional dishonesty. He confesses to Cooper that the way a man raises his son is the way that son will raise his own. It's an inescapable loop. Tommy avoided it by only being a weekend dad, and now Cooper is so consumed by the rig that he's abandoning his own family. There's a powerful silent shot of Cooper and Tommy standing side by side, their postures identical, symbolizing that Cooper is already walking directly in his father's lonely, destructive footsteps. The sun sets on him literally and metaphorically, signaling the end of the life he envisioned with Ariana and the beginning of a much darker path. While Cooper's personal life implodes, Tommy is grappling with a corporate ghost that could sink his entire company. He discovers that Monty Miller was paid a staggering $400 million in a single insurance payout to rebuild a rig destroyed by a hurricane, a rig that was never, ever rebuilt. The money has simply vanished. This isn't just a financial discrepancy. It's a ticking bomb buried at the heart of Monty and Cammy's marriage. A secret so vast, it suggests their entire empire was built on a lie. The hunter Cammy positioned herself as in the premiere is now poised to become the prey, as this missing fortune will inevitably draw every vulture and rival in Texas to her door. But Tommy's most profound struggle this week is on a deeply personal front. On the road to bring his father home, Tommy finally confronts TL about the woman they both lost, his mother, Dorothy. In a devastating monologue, TL reveals the painful truth. Dorothy was an alcoholic. He speaks of a disease that ate her alive, a sickness that meant the sun had set on the vibrant woman he loved by the time Tommy was born. Tommy never knew that woman. He only knew the shadow left behind. This revelation recontextualizes Tommy's entire childhood and his strained relationship with his father. Their turbulence wasn't just about clashing personalities. It was rooted in the unspoken grief and disagreement over the broken woman at the center of their family. TL loved the woman she was, while Tommy only ever knew the ghost she became. This shared pain is the first fragile thread connecting them after years of silence. Just when it seems Cooper's problems are purely romantic, a far more dangerous business threat emerges. Ecstatic about his strike, Cooper brings the contracts to Tommy, who is initially impressed by his son's hustle. But Tommy's seasoned eyes quickly narrow, then fill with dread. He zeroes in on the company backing Cooper's entire operation, Sona, based in Dallas. The scene becomes a masterclass in tension, the silence in the car growing louder and more deafening as Tommy scans the documents. Then he sees it, the name that changes everything. The silent partner, the man funding this entire venture, is Dan Morale. Tommy's simple, gut punch delivery, "That's a problem," carries the weight of a death sentence. From the brief glimpse in the episode 3 trailer, Dan Morale is not a businessman. He's a gangster. Tommy's fear is palpable. He isn't worried about the geology or the drilling. He's terrified that his son has just signed a deal with a predator who has no intention of letting Cooper see a single penny of his $10 million a year fortune. Cooper, in his naivete, saw a golden opportunity. Tommy, with his lifetime of hard-won experience, sees a trap. This partnership with Dan Morale isn't just a bad business deal. It's an invitation to a war Tommy knows will be fought with methods far dirtier than any corporate takeover. The threads of family, business, and legacy are now tightly woven into a noose around the Norris family's neck. The sins of a father are playing out in real time. TL's emotional neglect and his enabling of Dorothy's addiction created Tommy, a man brilliant in business but broken in family. Tommy's absence and emotional distance are now creating Cooper, a man so desperate to prove himself he's blind to the mortal danger ahead. The cycle is vicious and seemingly unbreakable. Yet, in the midst of this gathering storm, there is one moment of pure, tender grace. As they part ways, Cooper looks his father in the eye and says, "I love you, Dad. You did your best." For the stoic, emotionally closed-off Tommy Norris, these words are a seismic event. We see his tough exterior crack, his eyes glisten with unshed tears. It's a powerful reminder that beneath the corporate battles and the generational trauma, the love between this father and son is real. It's this love that will now force Tommy to action. He can't rewrite his past with TL, but he can fight for Cooper's future. The episode sets the stage for Tommy to go on the offensive, not for his company, but for his son. He will have to confront the ghost of his own failures to save Cooper from a fate worse than bankruptcy, a fate tied to the ruthless Dan Morale. The episode was a masterful pivot from corporate intrigue to Shakespearean family drama. The foundations laid in the premiere are now bearing the weight of profound emotional consequences. The court theme of the generational cycle was executed with heartbreaking precision, making this a much stronger and more focused hour of television than the premiere. The silent contract reveal was perfectly paced, and the looming threat of Dan Morale injects a shot of pure, adrenaline-fueled suspense into the season. While the Angela and Ainsley subplot continues to feel like a distracting, tonally mismatched gag reel, the core of the show, the Norrismen, has never been more compelling. Sam Elliott's performance, even in a quieter episode, carries immense gravitas. The stage is now set for an explosive confrontation. Tommy has a $400 million corporate mystery to solve with Cammy and a gangster to take down for his son. Cooper stands at a precipice, having lost the woman he loved and now unknowingly allied with the man who might destroy him. The sins of the fathers have been exposed. The next episode promises the beginning of the reckoning.